Come on, chicken. Oh, sorry, I'm putting my gloves on. I should hold off because I'm probably going to do a little bit of touchscreen action. Photo girl. Didn't see you for months and now you're here every day. It's good to see you. Alright folks, I have no idea what time I got my internet back because it was crashed. It was like 2.7 upload speed. Can't stream with that kind of speed. So I just did my chicken. Went to town, got the screws, and I've been working non-stop. Didn't get everything I wanted done, but I made a serious dent in it. I'll have it done tomorrow because I don't have to go to town, I don't have to do anything, I just gotta get up and go at it. And I'll make a serious dent in it tomorrow. Someone's shooting on the other side of the lake. Dougie, well, it's my neighbor obviously shooting. So I had to rip some lumber. So I had to make lumber because I bought 12 foot 2x4s, and I should have bought 14. So I had a 2x8 that was 12 footer, and I just finished ripping it and making it into what I need to finish, which I will just show you in a second. I gotta feed the little rascals. They're walking into the barn looking for food. I'm gonna leave this out just in case I gotta rip some more lumber tomorrow. I almost got, if I wouldn't have had to run to town, I would have got everything done. Plus, screw my internet. I honestly tried, but the upload speed. Then I got an email saying it was fixed, but I wasn't sitting at my desk because I had given up and decided to go and work, because we know it's the ducks first and you are second. That's just the way it works. And I got to get this done because if everything works out right, we're gonna get a phone call Sunday night saying, Matt, we're coming Monday morning to blow your shed. So I gotta make sure that I'm ready for that. You know what I mean? Okay, let's go to the shed. Then we'll come back, get some duck feed, feed the critters. I gotta put little girl back inside. Hospital duck's outside right now. I cleaned her hospital. She's eating a little bit, not a lot, but she was nibbling grass. But she's quacking like a sad little duck. But she's got to be out here. But she had a good day outside. All the ducks, they're running all over the place, as you can tell. Everybody, it's melt. Well, I'm no jacket. It's gorgeous. I don't even have my thermal shirt under this. That's how nice it is. It's just nice. Okay. So, and as I was doing this, I realized that, you know, if I wouldn't have done this, where would I mount cameras? Like if I have to move cameras around, like you can't screw cameras to foam. So there you go. So I got to take all these wires that are hanging out. Tomorrow electrical, taking all this stuff out, and the lumber I had to cut. I had to rip a 2x4s. Well, it was actually a 2x8, and I ripped it in half. I got to frame the door around here, and I got to frame the window because when they blow the foam, the wall's going to come out some, and I'm going to have no place to mount wire to stop you know, the birds from hitting the glass. And the door also, I got it mounted out so it's when they spray, because you know when they say 2 inches, it's actually, you get a little bit more than 2, so it's going to come out. So if I'm going to put coroplast, I got to put the strapping like this thickness on here. So I had to rip it to the width all the way around. So tomorrow I'll put that on. I just finished ripping them. They're in the back of the truck. So that'll be tomorrow, and electrical. I'll have it done. And I got to make custom roof vent extensions that come out so that when they blow the foam, it doesn't cover the hole. So I got some work to do, but I got to move some electrical boxes. Like I got to move this box up so I can put the frame around. But anyways, that's what I did. And believe it or not, I just had to turn the lights on. I worked in here all day without lights on. I didn't even realize it. Then it was getting a little harder to see, and I realized that it was getting dark, and the little dog kept bugging me. So that's what she looks like. So I can mount camera anywhere on the walls, and the coroplast will be very easy to put up. But the important part is that I can put shelves up, and the most important part is I will be able to put a camera. Once we find the right spot, we can play around. It's not like we're stuck. So that's thinking of the future as far as anything I ever have to do with that shed. Because once the foam blows in there, and it's like when it fills up the gap in that, and it becomes one with the 2x4 in the wall, it'll be like rock solid. Okay, I gotta get some feed for the ducks. It's feeding time. They're going back and forth into the barn, giving me the hint that they would like some food. So, and I had this stuff I had to cut. I had to turn it into the frame size that I needed. So, that's the deal. And I'm not going to do the big reveal. Well, you know what the big reveal is, but tomorrow I'll show you the big reveal. It's in the back of the truck right now. But I gotta get some foods. Get some foods from Matt too. Not gonna lie, a little bit tired. Just a little. Because considering today, I honestly could have stayed in bed. It was hard to get focused. Very hard. And what do I got here? Pellets. Oh, dog. You know, I know you're not sticking to me because you love me. You're sticking to me because of gunshots. Alright, we're going for a ride, folks. Alright. Okay. So I'm having leftover duck. I still got 2 days worth of leftover duck in the fridge. No chicken yet. But I will tell you one thing, the breasts on the chickens, wow, over 4 inches thick. Bigger than a turkey breast. The 2 9-pounders were absolutely massive. Like overkill huge. Ridiculously large. Well, they were over 4 inches. Thick, like that. They were a good size. I had to clean all the gizzards because my buddy uses hay as bedding. So even though he didn't feed his chickens the night before, their gizzards were absolutely packed with hay. So I had to cut all the gizzards open and wash them out. Because I plan on cooking them for Doug. And Doug ate, I don't know, about 5 chicken feet. He kept coming to the door. He knew what I was doing, eh? And he knew exactly what I was doing. He was a really good dog today. He kept coming to the back door. And every time I slammed the door in the back, he would run around the house knowing that, oh, chicken. chicken fat, chicken skin, chicken feet. It was like, the dog was a happy dog today. Lots of raw. He loves raw. Anything other than raw duck. He won't touch raw duck, which is a really good thing, you know, if you think about it. All right. I'm only feeding them in here because I'm trying to force them to come in here at least, because if I don't, they'll just go to the shed and then you'll never see them because they will just eat everything in the shed and not come in here. Tomorrow though, it's going to be serious get ready day tomorrow. Serious get ready day. Matt will be screwing around tomorrow. Amazed how many screws I blew through. New screws today though. Doug, you know, you play this game right now. Oh, I love you, but you don't. You're just here because of gunshots. You're just here because of gunshots. Okay, Doug, you have to move. Out of the way. Neighbors must be target practicing. There's far too many shots for shooting at critters. No critter hangs around that long. Does anyone know how many eggs he's getting? I don't know. I got a bunch in a bucket. Didn't count today. More. Like lots more. But I don't have a final count. Like over 24. I know that much. I got over 24 yesterday because I filled 2 egg cartons. I'm struggling. Am I ever struggling? I'm fatigued. Not gonna lie. fatigued, tired. That's why I'm sort of shutting her down a little bit early. As I said, I was getting harder. It was getting harder to see. I said, I'm calling it quits. But I just like I didn't want to sit inside and waste time today, folks, because of the internet problem that we had this morning. You know, when I was streaming there and it was like 760k upload speed, but you can't stream much with 760k. So I sent off a bunch of emails. He emailed me back, and then I said I can't waste time. Gotta get happening here. So I just said, Matt, ducks come first. Sorry, folks. Posted on Facebook. Told everybody, you know, that we had problems, and I was going to focus today. And then I just checked, and we're back up and running. So, but I also just checked because I just finished. That's why. Well, as you can tell, my bench is covered in tools again. I've been going hard at her. Didn't put anything away today because I focused on the goose shed because the weather's going to be nice. I can put things away after the goose shed's done. I ain't doing anything until the goose shed's done. Focusing 100% so that, like, I got a gut feeling just the way he was talking to me on the phone that he's gonna phone Sunday night. I just something tells me he's gonna phone and he's gonna tell me that he's coming Monday. So wouldn't it be just a real depressor if I told him that, especially 6 weeks are booked up, if he phones Sunday night and says we're coming Wednesday or coming Monday morning and I'm not ready, and then he goes, oh, can't come for 6 weeks, you know? Wouldn't that suck? Wouldn't it? Like, it's like be January. I got a voicemail. He'll leave a message. I'm gonna phone him anyways on Sunday. As soon as I'm ready, Sunday night, I'm gonna phone him and I'm gonna say I'm ready. Look at this. They're coming. Believe me, I really would like to take a day off and just relax and do nothing. Believe me, I would. Oh man, I could sign me up for that one real quick. But it's like I can't. This has to get done. Look at them. Oh yeah, they're going. I'll switch the camera around here. Hang on. This is funny. They were doing this earlier, but there was no food in there when I was working. Look at them. It's a duck train into the barn. The lagoon's frozen, South Train Girl. It's winter here. Just because there's no snow doesn't mean, it's like everything's ice. There's some mud puddles here and there, but it's winter. There's some mud over there, that's why they're over there. They're in the mud. You can't look open. There's like 9 inches ice, 6 inches ice. I'm thinking you're living in a part of the world that doesn't get cold. This time of year, once things freeze, oh man, it's not very often she reopens. Not very often, unless you have some kind of freakish weather. Sun, there's no heat to the sun to melt anything. Okay, I gotta get this set up here for the little girl. That's right, my boots are covered in duck poop, serious duck poop actually. Gotta give myself a little bit of a boot squirt on the wall faucet. They're really shooting lots. It's sending Doug over the edge. I'm giving myself a boot squirt right now. Okay. because I know I was walking in duck poop all day, so my boots, serious tread, and they hold duck poop. All right. Let's set this up so you can. I'm gonna make the little duck's bed up here. And I'm gonna bring the little duck in. Oh, got a little bit of a crooked action there. She was pooping lots though. It was wet. I don't know how she could poop so much though. Considering she's not eating very much. She is eating, but she ain't eating a lot. She is eating though. Might take her a little while. She might eat tonight actually, because she was outside, got some fresh air. Never know. I'm gonna go get her. I'll be right back. I'm gonna give her one more eye drop, but I honestly don't think she needs eye drops because I'll show you. Oh, knee cracked. Look at her eye. It's cleared right up. Good. Yeah, it's just a little bit, but it doesn't have that pussy infected look. Hey, little duck. Back in. Yeah, I know, eh? A little bit of handling today. But you're a pretty good patient. Come on. Turn your head. Let me see your eye. There you go. You're actually a really good patient. Better than stripper, I can tell you that much. She did a bunch of quacking outside. Look at him. He's sticking close. It's not because he loves me though. The still got a little bit of a raw look to her flesh though, on her back. It's not like all blocked up, scarring. There's spots where it's still a little bit raw. You can tell that, you know, she's got. I'm thinking in like another week of healing. Yeah, I think another week. And then she should be fine. 2 more pen cleanings. Or one more pen cleaning. Yeah, one more midweek. If she starts eating, then she'll be, you know, I'll be cleaning the pen midweek. And then she'll be leaving. Next weekend she'll be back with the crew. Oh, my boot was squeaking. When I was walking, it sounded like a duck quacking. It's like... They're juicing it right to the end today because they got out. But they were down. I'll show you where the area they were in playing today. It's the only spot that's wet. This is the area they were today, playing in this mud. So, everything else is ice. What a gorgeous day. Just a gorgeous day. I'm so happy I'm having this nice weather. Tomorrow, I'm going to be so happy when I get the shed done. There's some comments. I'm guessing you guys are having conversations. I just saw a weird comment. It was like, Magoos. Oh, somebody's having a little bit of a war in the chat right now. Who's this Terry Hall? It must be someone new. They're mad at Terry. I don't even know who Terry is. Never seen him. Never seen that user ID before. Must be someone new. Oh, Terry's negative outlook in life. Well, just block him, Inga. Get rid of them. We got no time for negative Nellies here. You know, that's the deal. You're gonna come and depress us? Just get rid of them. No, it was just this morning I had that internet problem. Like, I had a stream going. We were crashing during the stream this morning. Whoever was with me this morning on the stream, you know, we saw the problems I was having. And the problems didn't clear up until I left the house. And which was too late for me to screw around because I was out here working. And we know right now with this gun I got to my head. Did you hear that? Did you hear that, folks? Am I the only person that heard that? Yeah, it was a cannon. No, cannon. I said cannon. Boom. It's a big cannon, you know? I'm surprised they fired it. They got into a lot of trouble last year when they fired it. But there's no law against having a cannon. But the police, they went there and said there was. And they had a big legal fight. And the police wanted to arrest everybody. But they had no grounds because the cops didn't know the law. There's no law against a cannon. So, but the cops, what happened was, this guy has a hunt camp, but I'd say probably as the crow flies, maybe 1.5 kilometers from here. It's a couple 100 acres, and he has this big cannon. It's on wheels. It's like a full-blown cannon, folks. Like, it's a big one. I think it's like a 2-inch. I think it's a 2-inch cannon. I think it's like that big around. It's pretty big. So he's been firing this cannon off at the hunt camp for 20, 30 years, absolutely forever. Okay, and the what's happened is there's a whole bunch of people that have moved from the city because they sold their $1 million homes. And okay, I asked you to get rid of Terry. I'm going to get rid of Terry because you know what? I got no time for a person like that. Terry's gone. Okay, so back to the story. Okay. Oh, Terry okay, I tried to ban him, Inga, but I guess he beat me to it. So the cannon deal. What happened is there's these people. There's 3 or 4 people that sold their $1 million homes in the city and moved up here and bought old farms and then redid them. And they figured because they moved to the countryside that everybody should conform to their standards, even though they just moved here. You follow me? So what happened was, not last year, the year before, these 3 homes, the new homes, they phoned the police, and they lost it with the police. And so the police came out like something like 6 cruisers, and they don't. No one understands how the cruisers even made it to the hunt camp, because it's a 4-wheel drive road. So they took our taxpayer dollar funded cars and drove through the bush and probably caused a lot of damage to their cars. And they had 6 cruisers in there during hunting season. The cops show up and with like a whole bunch of people with guns because they're hunting, and this big cannon, and they said, you can't shoot this off it. It's against the law. And they're saying no. And then so the cops are like, they're calling on dispatch. They're trying to get the sergeant to find it in the books, in the law, that you can't have a cannon, and they're going to try to arrest everybody. And they were going to confiscate everybody's hunting guns and lock everybody up at night, but they couldn't find in the law, because the guy says, I know the law because I own this cannon, and I know the law. You to own a cannon in this country, it'd be a good idea to know the law if you're allowed to have it. And you're going to start shooting off a 2-inch cannon. So he knew that he was allowed to have this thing. He's had it for 30 years, and the government has never made a law that you couldn't have a cannon. So the cops left and gave him a warning, said, don't ever shoot this again. Well, the last year they shot it again. The cops didn't show up, and then this year he got some kind of letter or something warning him not to shoot it off. Well, he just shot it off. It was like, anyways, that's the story behind the cannon. But it's all about these city slickers that moved up here and want the country folk to live by their rules now, because they spent, whatever, $500,000 buying or $1 million buying a bunch of property and redoing their home, and they figure they own everything now. So this is why you got to move really far north to get away from this. We're too close to the city, because the city's only 80 kilometers away. So these city people, they're selling their home, like an average home is $1 million there, and then they come up here and they can buy these massive chunks of land, and they just figure, their 200 acres should be, silent, tranquil. Like they don't even they see little deer, they feed the deer, and then they get mad because the hunters shoot the deer. Well, it's so silly, because this one person, the story continues, there's more to the story, set up on his 200 acres, he set up a whole bunch of feeding stations for the deer. And he was feeding the deer, and he's a photographer, right? And they set up these big tree stands for taking pictures and all this kind of stuff. Well, the thing was, just stupid city person, he spent unbelievable amount of money feeding the deer all summer, and he was getting the deer. What he did was, he changed the migration pattern of the herd of deer, and they started coming to his place all the time. Well, to get to his place, they had to cut through all the hunt camps to get to his place. Well, the hunt camps, they're real happy, because all the deer are running right through the fields of their hunt camps to get to this guy's place to feed. Needless to say, when hunting season opened up, they were actually more fattened. It was really easy shooting, Inga, because the deer were so used to running through the field all year, like all summer, getting fed. They were just going through in the fall and getting picked up, literally getting sniped. They were literally just getting dropped in the field. I heard that one morning they dropped 16 deer in the field. 16. And they were all really healthy, well-fed deer. Oh, it was so funny. I just laughed. And the city person, I don't know how much money they spent all year feeding the deer, but it's a lot of money. You start feeding, you start feeding wildlife like that on that kind of scale, they can burn through cash. So this person noticed all of the deer not coming into his property anymore. And he planted an apple orchard too, to feed the deer. Oh, it was just so funny. So this is one of the people that called about the cannon. His way of getting back at the hunters for killing all the deer. So I think it's so funny. Feed the deer all year, get them nice and fattened up, and then the deer, you put their guard down and then migrate right through the hunt camp and get annihilated. The first opening day, they shot all the deer. It was like the whole herd got shot. Too funny. I laughed. They said they were really well fed. Like really, he said they almost looked like they were farmer field deer. That they'd been living in the field. This guy was feeding them like big time. But city people, they come up here and, well, you're allowed to feed deer before hunting season, but you can't feed them during hunting season. So the hunters usually what they do is they feed like a month ahead of time. They'll feed and get the deer to come to the area. Well, what happened was they went to the hunt camp, the month ahead of time, and they noticed all the deer cutting through. And they're like, what's going on? So then they figured out, because they got up in their deer tree stands, and they noticed that the deer, Doug, heel. They noticed that the deer were going to the new neighbor that bought all the property. Then they got the binoculars, they looked, and they're like, the deer were feeding on the property. All the ducks went in. They know it's the end of the day, huh? So, I think they shot like almost every single deer that went through the property. First day. Like, cut. And that's when the person called about the cannon. They were butthurt, So the cannon fire tonight, I think, is in retaliation, just to say we're allowed to do it. So unless they can convince the federal government to make cannons illegal, which not likely. It's sort of ridiculous, eh? You can't have a high capacity, like a 20-round mag for your semi-automatic, or a 10-round mag for your semi-automatic, but you can have a 2-inch cannon. It's like you got a 6-inch cannon. No, Inga, he's still feeding them. He's still doing it. Okay, I'm just doing a walk around here to make sure there's no ducks. No, it hasn't changed. And these city people, I have the same problem here. I have new neighbors from Cambridge, Ontario. And I introduced myself to them. I took Doug over too to introduce myself. And when they heard that I shoot guns, they didn't want to talk to me anymore. They got a little bit freaked out looking when I talked about guns. I said gunshots. Don't get panicked when you hear gunshots. And the look on their face was a little bit freaked out. And I thought, oh, this could be a problem neighbor. But they're same situation. Sold a big house in Cambridge, Ontario. Moved up here. And that's why this is why my life goal is to get far away from these type of people, because we're too close to the city. That's the problem, eh? Got to get far enough away that a hospital is really far away, because then old rich people won't move there because the hospital is too far away. And because they lived such terrible lives in the city, their health is terrible, that they need to be close to a hospital. I plan on staying healthy so I can stay far away as possible from the hospital for as long as possible. So I'm not going to base where I live just because there's a hospital 80 kilometers away. Oh, Sylvia, right, I gotta check. Thank you. Got a little bit sidetracked here with my story. Story time on the duck adventure. Started over a cannon fire. It's amazing how things just happen here, right? And there's like, it can just go on and on and on. All right, there's Magoo, all by himself. Right there's Magoo. And there's Stripper, okay? And it's a non-stop into the barn for food. I gotta go get the streams running so you can see the ducks eating. So. Yeah, I'm not big. I wouldn't want to. Would you want me to tell that story in emojis? Could you imagine telling that whole story in emojis? Like, You'd never figure out what I was talking about. All right, I gotta go turn streams on. I gotta wash my boots because I know for a fact that I got duck poop in the treads. Occasionally a flow of consciousness. Sometimes, Tom. Sometimes. I just work with what's given to me here. And in the middle of my stream, there was a cannon shot. So there's a story behind that. So I thought I'd give it to you. Because just fired again. Did you hear it? It's about 1.5 kilometers. That direction. Right? That's what it is. You heard it? So I ain't making this up, folks. And I just happen to know the story behind the cannon. So, disturbance of speech doesn't start till 11 o'clock at night. See, the thing is, they have to wait till the barrel cools down, so there's no ambers inside of it before they can reload it, eh? Because they can't pour black powder in it again with after they first shoot it, because it's too hot. So they have to let it burn up, because I think they don't have a proper ramrod for cleaning out the hot barrel. That's why it was such a long, that's why we had time for the whole story. They might fire it again. There might be another one. So let me get the streams running. You might be able to see it. They could be shooting at a fox, actually. Cannons work awesome for foxes. Okay? I'm going to say goodbye and go get some streams running, because we've got our internet back, and tomorrow is finish the shed day. That's what tomorrow is.